Hi, guys. Welcome to Parawomenradio. I'm Amy. Ever since the clock struck midnight on December 31st, 2024, it's been nothing but gypsy, 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 mother trucking gypsy in 2024. When Gypsy was first released from prison, I was over the moon for her. I totally bought into the narrative she was selling. But fast forward 6 months, and the microcephaly discoveries and Becca Scoop bombshells later, it's completely changed my opinion on her. Turns out she's nothing but a grifter and a liar. And the drama just keeps on coming like an endless parking meter that must be fed. When will we realize the meter is directly lining Gypsy Rose's pockets? Feed another meter, not someone that took out her mother. Yeah. I have noticed a shift of sorts, though, and the tides have turned, and not as many people are cheering her name, which leads me to ask, is Gypsy Rose's 15 minutes of fame finally up? Let's dive in on this episode of Parawomenradio. I want to say a special thank you to all of the new Power subscribers. We've been getting quite a few of you, and I want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. Special shout out to my replay crew. You got a bonus live this week. That means Mama's feeling better, you guys. I'm going to roll some credits, and I'll be right back. Guys, welcome to Parawomenradio. I'm Amy.
Here where my soul bleeds openly, deep in the heart of sin and you. Here in the blue, I'm falling deep into you. Carefully strumming this old guitar again, words rolling out into our fire. If heaven had wings, I'd steal them and fly away with you for a while. Here in the essence of gratitude, your dreamy little smile on my lips. I miss my cue, but baby, I had you. Miss my cue, but I had you for that day. Here in the blue.
I am so excited to be here. It's a special Saturday night. I felt like I would throw you a Gypsy Rose live. I hope that I don't get too angry during it because she does make me very angry. Cowboy RC, you're going to see, who did you say? Tanya Tucker? Is that who you said? I hope you have fun. I have I gone to a country and western concert? Don't think I have. What is all of yours first concert? Do you remember what your first concert was? I think mine was Oh, I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I don't remember my first concert now that I'm thinking about it. Anyway, let's get into Gypsy Rose. I hope you have tons of fun, Dan, and let us know how it goes. All right, so I'm going to take you back in time a little bit, but first, if we could do that algorithm dance party that I like to do, just warm your fingers up and dance them right up to the hearts and thumbs up button. Helps me go out into the algorithm, mingle out there, and bring more fun people back to our party. It's just a free way to help my channel out, and I'm really, really grateful. I think, my first concert was the Monkees and Weird Al Yankovic, I think, or Peter Gabriel, one of those two. It was at Pine Knob. It's called something else in Michigan. Okay, so here we go. Let me get my screen ready for you. Special shout out to my two moderators / wrenches, Heavenly and Chris C. Thank you so much for being here tonight. They are amazing, and nobody's allowed to steal them. Okay, let me see what I'm trying to find here. Oops. Hold on a second. I've got a ton of windows open here because I've got a lot I plan on saying. Okay, taking you back in time, I was looking at Twitch before I came here. Today we're streaming to you on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Hi, guys. Okay, so this was Gypsy Rose's first snapshot of freedom or selfie of freedom. I forget, but I was so excited for her. Snapshot of freedom on Instagram. Also, I have to point out that Gypsy, this was around the time that I was finally using my voice in videos. And so it's still a little clunky, so be kind. Rose Blanchard posted her first snapshot of freedom on Instagram. She has been recently seen out and about with her husband, Ryan Scott Anderson, buying new shoes because the shoes he bought apparently didn't fit. We say welcome to the world, the free world, Gypsy Rose. You've served your time, and we're happy to have you back. And that's Gypsy Rose how Blanchard. I felt Gypsy Rose Blanchard served her time. She had a horrific childhood, but we know that's just not true. I mean, she served her time, but she managed to get out. There's been so much that she did. She would have these people write to her, and, she would tell people to have them write to me, and then she would get to know them, and then she'd be like, hey, why don't you write to the parole board and tell them that I should be out? It's just constant manipulation. But I think her new grift is the Kim Kardashian. That's going to be, she's not going to do her Munchausen by proxy advocacy. No. Prison reform. That's what Gypsy Rose wants to do, because Gypsy Rose knows that's what Kim Kardashian is doing, right? And this was, when did I do this? This gypsy, rah, rah, rah. It's just a beautiful thing. And it's not a beautiful thing. It's just the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life. And after I did the interview with Katie from Down the Rabbit Hole at bedtime and Toddy One Skip, I was calling for creator unity. And then later, and other, not these two creators, not these two. I still fully support Katie and Toddy. But in other creators' lives, it was said that Toddy was above me. And why did Toddy come onto my channel? Because she was above me. I was just a bumming kind of channel. I don't know. But I didn't listen to it all because I have that ability where if I don't want to hear it, I can walk away from it. I don't have to listen to something. I don't take the invitation to every party that I'm invited to. And it's an amazing quality that I have in my opinion. But so I walked away from it. I don't know what else was said, but I had to take time off from talking about the Gypsy Rose case. And I have a coach, and I thought that I wanted to do a full video on it, but I've decided I'm going to do this live and then decide if I'm going to do the video. This might just be my mic drop here, but I want you to hear what I said and why I wanted to be done with Gypsy Rose.
Feel cloudy and confused.
Well, I'm talking about my migraines here.
Like Gypsy Rose has bullied an actual Munchausen by proxy woman off. Her mother cut off her healthy leg because of dead skin. And now Gypsy and her followers and her stepmother call this woman Peggy Leggy. And they have bullied her off of the internet. I just cannot follow. I envision this video me showing, because there's literally me being so happy about this woman, what I envision she went through, and she's getting out, and she's going to be this advocate and start this nice beautiful life, and she's just an agent of destruction. She has been an agent of destruction for a week in my life. I is certainly in this adaptive Kate. That's who she is. She's Kate Marie, but her name is Adaptive Kate, and she's leaving the internet in 24 hours because now they're calling her Peggy Leggy, and she has a daughter. I don't know. She's leaving for a little while, which I totally understand. But what I want my video to be is to show this and then to ask people, do you really feel good about putting money into this woman's pockets? Because that's what she's doing. And then she's causing all these problems among creators, and so they're all fighting amongst each other instead of like looking at the real problem, which is this woman. And there's other things about Gypsy Rose. I'll put this all together as soon as I can think, but there's other things about her. Like there's things that have come out that she's done more in the I have to say unaliving on YouTube. I'm gonna just keep the words that I normally do, because
It's kind of like when you start swearing, then it's hard to not swear. So even when I talk to him, I say the words that I say on YouTube.
Start like swearing, it's saying murder is equivalent to swearing on YouTube, then I'll just start swearing all the time. But she's done more in her unaliving with her mother than she admitted. And I don't know, like, for example, she agreed with Nick, who was the one that murdered her mother, that they would both molest their daughter. I mean, she doesn't belong out.
I don't think anybody else, well, I think other people, but I think more people need to realize that she planned to do this to their daughter with Nick. That's disturbing. That's like beyond disturbing to me.
Out, and she's a millionaire. I don't know. I have real issues, and I want to bring, I don't envision it can even be one video. This might be a series, but I want to show, like, don't go to her socials and give her more money. Find your favorite content creator. This is what I do when I've decided I'm no longer going to support anyone, but I still feel it's important to know the story and what's going on. I find my favorite content creator and I let them report to me. And so I give them the money. And so I don't know. That's what's swimming in my mind about the Gypsy Rose case. I'm just really mad about all of it. And I guess I'm just learning how to deal with, I've never done well with learning about injustices and knowing that they're happening I think it's what burnt me out, being a social worker and knowing what people do to kids. And yeah, and now here I am in true crime, but it's my passion, and I finally have found my passion, and so I know I'm on the right path.
Okay. So that was what I was saying a few weeks ago when I took my little break. And that's what was happening in my head. And I just want to like beat it home that we have to stop putting money in our pockets. She creates drama, and it doesn't matter if it's good drama or bad drama. It just goes right into her pocket. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. But she's getting richer and richer. And I don't know if that bothers anybody else, but it bothers me tremendously. So let's look at some other creators and see what's happening in the life of Gypsy.
Did Ken move states for Gypsy because he has a secret obligation?
We do not live together. I have my own apartment in New Orleans, and she lives with her parents.
And is Gypsy trying to keep her alleged pregnancy a secret?
Gypsy Rose has confirmed her pregnancy last month.
In the U.S., if you are pregnant, the divorce can be postponed until a DNA test can be conducted. Screenshot this so you can see for yourself. So this would really prolong things for Gypsy's divorce with Ryan Anderson. So if she is in fact pregnant, will this inspire her to try and keep it hush-hush? Shh. And we know she's already talking about engagement when it comes to Ken. Or should we call him Sunny D?
I say it's hotter than the sun, so it's hotter than fire.
Oh my God.
So can we just start calling him Sunny D?
So is she trying to seal the deal and lock him down ASAP?
You are cringe.
Everybody wants to know that.
So last week she popped up a quick photo of a positive pregnancy test, and it quickly went down, and she said, somebody hacked me. So now everybody's got baby fever. Everybody's talking about it. She just really knows how to control the narrative. She's very good at it. Dee Dee was very good at it, and Gypsy's better at it. Let's keep going. So I saw this, that Gypsy has the nerve to say that Gypsy Rose, and this was back in May, so a few months ago, Gypsy Rose Blanchard says media storm after prison release hurt her mental health. Her mental health. Gypsy Rose Blanchard is reflecting on how some of the attention she's received since her release from prison has had a negative impact on her mental health. The 32-year-old, who became widely known for her involvement in the 2015 murder of her abusive mother, Claudine Dee Dee Blanchard, discussed some of her recent experience on a panel at an Evening with Lifetime, Conversations of Controversies FYC event in Los Angeles, California on Wednesday. So I'm just get ready for her lies, because if she's talking, it's just lies and wind coming out of her mouth. It's just nothing more. Is it her butt or is it her mouth? I don't know. It's just wind. I'm very much an introvert, and so coming out, and this media storm hit me, which she created while she was in prison. She made sure her mother, her friend that she ditched when she got out, and her husband that she ditched when she got out, or I should say her stepmother, kept her story alive in prison. They were in groups. Ken was in a group, in a Gypsy Rose group. Anyway, it's a lot. I'm very much an introvert, and so coming out and this media storm hit me, and I was touched by the positivity that people were showing me. Gypsy Rose Blanchard told People magazine editor-at-large and panel moderator Jane. And then as a social media began, and how it always does, it turned negative. It started to have a negative effect on my mental health. Blanchard, who shut down, she never shut it down. It just makes me so angry. She just made it private. She didn't shut it down. And then It was just for attention, and then a few days later, it was back up. Blanchard, who shut down her public Instagram and TikTok accounts in March, later said during the panel event that she got back into social media and learned that it will make her lots of money thanks to Jeffree Star. I can't tell you how angry this TikTok thing makes me, that they go on TikTok and just sit there, and these young kids just feed them money through the badge system. You know, they just feed them money, feeding, more to Gypsy Rose, more to Gypsy Rose. If you don't know who Jeffree Star is, he's this makeup person who is also been caught being a racist and many other things. And he has found a way. He used to be on YouTube, and he has found a way to go over to TikTok and make a lot of money, a lot of money. And now Gypsy Rose is doing it. But let's look at what Nina has to say about what's happening with Gypsy Rose.
He's hot.
This is Nina, the beauty influencer, by the way.
The lady.
And I will put the link to everything we view in the description. We won't watch everything in its entirety usually, and or I stop or speed it up. It's for fair play use, and I must do it. If you want to watch it on your own, completely understand, it'll be in the links for you.
Rose and her family were taken to court last month. So we know the case was dismissed, right? Because it was filed in the wrong jurisdiction. Now, everything I'm getting ready to say, honey, is all alleged.
I also want to point out, I haven't watched this all. I just watched the beginning. I think it's very funny that Nina said the lady that Gypsy Rose took to court, like, she doesn't know the lady is fancy. It's very interesting to me. It's funny. It's funny. It's like, I am so done with you. I'm not even using your name anymore.
Sarah and Fancy filed a police report against what they thought was Mike Stanfield's employee at the time. Later on, she came on the internet and said this. Do you guys remember this? Let's roll the clip.
Hey guys, it's Fancy. You're watching the Good Vibes Network. And I have an update on our case in Missouri for you all. Very interesting update. Something I don't understand how it's even happening. But it is, folks. And it's very strange. Remember, this is all allegedly, in my opinion, for entertainment and educational purposes only, and the views of the host do not necessarily reflect the views of the company. Let me get you a picture real quick. So, do you see this man right here, Adam Warren? Nice little mug with his little wife, right? Guess who also Adam Warren is? He's a prosecuting attorney on the false report case that Sarah and I are facing in Missouri. Do you know who else he is?
She isn't. I have not been watching Fancy. She is not doing this. Tell me she's not doing this. She's just destroying her case. Oops, I liked it too. Oops. Well, this is
He's also blue shirt guy. This is the man that assaulted Sarah. And he is a prosecuting attorney accusing us of filing false reports to the judge, who is his very dear good friend, Dick Lemer, who commented on this Facebook post up here of his about his son doing something with some sports thing and how he was so proud of this man's son. Tell me this ain't corrupt without telling me this ain't corrupt. So with that being said,
it's not corrupt. In small towns, they all know each other. I lived in a small town. Didn't grow up in a small town, but I lived in a small town, and they all know each other. And it's not corrupt to comment on each other's posts.
How in the F is this legal? That man assaulted Sarah. We went to the police station and filed police reports with 2 other witnesses besides myself. Those witness statements are not included anywhere. They are not mentioned anywhere. They are not there. And he is a prosecuting attorney.
I want you to remember that video really quick, because I know a lot of you were like, well, how does this lady know Gypsy Rose? Well, this lady was originally, allegedly, her person that was doing her PR and was supposed to do her documentary. She had made promises to the family. They ended up giving her her medical records along with other personal information. And it's been alleged that she's misused the information. And it's been alleged that she's actually sold her medical records and other information on her Patreon. Now, I've seen receipts, but of course, it's still alleged. Now, let's go back to that video that we just saw. Now, she is saying the gentleman.
Yeah, going back with the alleged, I've been in some of her lives where she has talked about joining the Patreon to see those medical records. I never did.
Sarah, which the police report and other information.
I think Fancy's going to end up in big trouble.
Also, the camera footage allegedly says that that didn't actually happen. So there was footage, obviously, at the hotel, and it was reviewed, which is why these false charges have been brought, allegedly. Now, y'all, this is where the story gets a bit sinister. So I received an email, and this email was interesting. I want to read it to you guys so you guys can see and judge us based on what you think. So it says, Nina, I've been thinking about who to give this information to because I need to stay anonymous for now. But the assault alleged by a prosecuting attorney, Adam Warren, has gotten crazy. It's not even Adam Warren who was the blue shirt guy. The man in the blue shirt owns a private security company. He's there as a part of his employment. So he was there to protect Mike Stanfield, which makes sense because he's the attorney to one of the most disliked felons right now, or female felons, rather. So I can understand why he has security, although I think people...
Can you understand why Gypsy Rose's attorney would have security? I mean, what do you think about that? That Gypsy Rose's attorney is so that he needs to have someone helping him. I just don't know. I feel like this has gotten insane. I feel like we need to wake up. Like this has become a nightmare, and we just all need to wake up and stop doing this.
However, he's there as a part of his employment.
Oops, sorry.
And they were sitting with the attorney having breakfast when Sarah started intruding on them. She was then asked 2 to 3 times from what I was advised to move away, but she just got louder and closer until the paid security officer stood up and to her in a firm voice, said to her in a firm voice, go away. Fancy has made some serious allegations now against Adam Warren. He's not anywhere near this hotel. Word is she filed a report with false info when the police got to the camera footage from the hotel. Then the police filed false report charges on both her and Fancy. I will give exclusivity to you. When they decide what they are going to pursue regarding all false allegations and statements, she has made some serious and damaging statements and allegations against the officer of the court. She's accused a sitting judge and prosecutor of corruption. It's doubtful that it's going unnoticed. The witness, as I understand it, didn't witness anything. They just heard it. And it was Fancy that not only instigated the harassment, but then filed her embellished version of the situation. It's my understanding that there may have been some threats to Stanfield regarding his representation of Gypsy Rose. Then you have Sarah at the hotel coming up to them. It's also my understanding that she asked to move away from him. When she didn't after being asked more than one time repeatedly, blue shirt guy raised his voice and stood up. Remember, security was his job. Did he get in her face? He got eye to eye with her. So she understand the seriousness of her refusal. Never did he chest bump her, I'm told. I find it very hard to believe, knowing blue shirt guy, that he'd ever chest bump her. However, keep in mind, she had crossed the line into the gray area of being a possible threat. Given threats of harm that have come from Stanfield's way are always anonymous, so who's to say exactly who those threats are from? Thus, they need to heighten their security. Now, you can't tell me that that's...
So this is just become a circus, right? And so as I was preparing this live, I saw this on Fancy Maselli's page, which is called the Good Wives Network. It says, our final Gypsy Rose Q&A. So does this mean that Fancy is going cold turkey with Gypsy? What's going on? Let's find out. Oops, that's the wrong one. Sorry, guys. Let me see what you guys are saying real quick in chat, really quick. Watching her twerking was like watching my 9-year-old self trying to dance to Backstreet Boys. Yeah, I don't try to make fun of people in those. I can't dance at all, but I still like to dance. I like to move my body, but I wouldn't have put that up on TikTok myself, but Chris C. Ryan is definitely going to take her back. Breaks my heart for him because it will not end in a different result. He has to stay strong. This is what I think might happen. I think she might actually get pregnant and not be able to take care of the baby. And Ryan will be like, I'll take care of the baby. And Ryan ends up with Ken and Gypsy's baby. And they're out partying and twerking. It's a crazy story. It could happen. It could happen. So don't even try it. Okay, let's listen to some of what Fancy's up to. Let me get you to the start. I didn't listen to any of this.
Hey guys, I'm Fancy.
And me.
And you're watching the Good Wives Network. So, hey
Oh,
guys.
wait, where's Sarah?
For those of you that are joining.
I've never actually seen Sarah. So now does she have is Sarah gone? What's going on? I don't even know. I haven't been following it as in depth as I normally do. So where's Sarah?
Please like and share and all the good things. So yes, we have, I'm just going to pop right into it because we don't have a long time because we're going to be doing a watch party today over on Rumble and Twitch later. So you guys are definitely going to want to come over and watch that because it's going to be Robert Durst, the Jinx. And Colleen and I have covered that before on this channel. So we will link those for you in the chat as well and in our descriptions. So, but yeah, Colleen and I have done comes up later that we need to talk about. We definitely will report on it. And we are going to be working on our 3 books and our documentary. You guys, really welcomed us then. And it has only grown from here. And we have grown well past the Gypsy story over here on this platform.
She's tried this before, getting away from the Gypsy Rose story, and it didn't work for her.
So here's the thing. This is where we're going to do. I'm going to lay some ground rules because this is my last broadcast that we'll be making publicly at this time about Gypsy Rose. Now, if something comes up later that we need to talk about, we definitely will report on it. And we are going to be working on our 3 books.
Honestly, this is the smartest thing that they could do is to step away from the Gypsy Rose story. Just step away from it. Gypsy loves attention. If we step away from her, she will start doing more crazy stuff, even more crazy stuff. But if we starve her of the attention, she'll go away. She'll go away probably. I say probably, but because Gypsy Rose doesn't follow the rules of nature somehow.
And our documentary series. So you'll be getting updates on those.
And this is all my opinion.
Things as we go into the productions. No, it does not have anything to do with my court case. It has nothing to do with the Blanchard family. It doesn't have anything to do with any of those things. It just literally, it is our time.
Sarah's in the hospital.
We believe we have done our investigation and we've collected all the information and we've said all the things that we can possibly say. And we feel that it's time now for us to take the work that we've done and make the projects that we want to make. And
Right.
This first book coming out, that's our second project with this case, and we aren't going to leave you hanging. We've still got a lot more to go. Today, though, in the ground rules, here are some things we're not discussing.
Has any of the books ever come out? Like how much longer?
Of the drama. We're not talking about any other content.
By the way, Fancy was the one that said that Toddy was above me.
Readers. We're not discussing partners that are or are not with us. We're not talking about any of those things. Today is a Q&A.
So if I'm a little ouchy with her sometimes, I'm still stinging from that. Yeah.
And it's for you guys to be able to ask us any final questions that you'd like to ask at this time. If you have questions past this, we encourage them still. We encourage you guys to keep sending in, the lies and the inconsistencies, okay?
Isn't
it
that
hasn't come out yet, M60? It really hasn't. So just 1 second.
Isn't that a line from Brokeback Mountain? You can't leave, or something like that. I can't remember.
I'm going to explain what happened with the book. And Amy's here, so she can talk a little bit about it too, since she's helping edit the book.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, if you guys would like to continue asking us questions or conversing with us about the Gypsy Rose case, please do so through tipsforgoodwives@gmail.com. That way you can still ask us your questions. It will still help us in our formatting the books.
Brooke, we're always looking for researchers here. It's on my list. It's on my help wanted sign. So if you ever get any extra time or you come across anything, just shoot me an email at Parawomenradio. Credit will always be given.
And the documentary. So
or if you want to remain anonymous, I follow, I'm an ex-social worker, HIPAA laws, it goes in the vault.
To the questions that you guys are wanting answered. What our inboxes will no longer be for Gypsy Rose content either, please. We ask that you respectfully respect all of our content creators, all of our former content creators, and just leave everyone alone, please. We are working as fast as we can to get everything done.
Steve,
Now,
did you ever work out your situation with Fancy?
as far as the book goes, yes, it was supposed to come out last month. The editing has taken a while. In fact, Amy, how long did it take you to finish chapter
10 has been, oh my word. Yeah, the text, it's a lot. It's a lot.
As we're talking about a 900 to 1,000 page book here.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, I went
book.
4 hours. I checked and I was like,
oh,
I really only got that far in 4 hours. I'm like, what?
I would be very interested in hearing about that case, Brooke. And a case that I want to start looking at that's always fascinated me is the West Memphis 3. So if anybody would like to help me in researching that, that would be great. And I want to do the Ezra McCandless. Those are the two that I think I am going to start working on next.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone.
So,
old cases. I still haven't decided on the one new case that I'm going to start following.
Yeah. So, hey, everybody coming in, if you have questions, please go ahead and start dropping them in the chat. I feel like
hey, Kim.
It's bittersweet, but the book is going to come out on the 15th. And on that same day, I am being flown into Florida. This podcast called Unwind with Tasha had reached out to me. And what I thought was going to be just a Zoom interview, no, they decided they wanted to fly me out to Florida. And so since I don't travel alone due to my disabilities and just for my own safety at this point,
right.
I chose to take Craig. And I'm really excited about it. But it's just literally we're flying in, I'm doing the interview, and the next day we're flying out. It's not a vacation. It's not like it's something that, we're going to be all over Florida.
It's not like
it's a fly in, fly out.
Right.
And,
it's not like your subscribers are going to donate all this money and then you're going to decide to stay a bit longer because you got all this money and then you run out of the money. It's not going to be like that. I quickly looked up the podcast that she's talking about, and it's got over 1 million subscribers. Fancy, listen to us. Do us right. Don't muck this up. Please. Don't over fancy.
They wanted to do it, and I'm not going to turn them down on that. Like, if they want to fly me to Florida and interview me, then let them do that. Gypsy does it every day. So
yeah, it's a paid trip.
It's a paid trip. I'm not financing that myself. I didn't expect to even go. So I'm wondering if that clicking is because I don't have my headphones on. Let me see.
She wouldn't even have to use all those disclaimers if she hadn't done what she done.
I don't hear it clicking.
I'm not hearing it now.
Steve, if you ever want to help me out with research, I'm happy to
going down a little bit.
have you help. Let's fast forward.
Anything you want to know? You want to talk about the chromosome disorder? You want to talk about the crime scene? You want to talk about Nicholas?
Please, somebody talk about the chromosome disorder, because I want to hear more about that, because that's when I think it all changed for me. Is the chat up for this? No. When did this air? How many days ago? 4 out. That's right. The chat's not up yet.
You've got us here until 1 o'clock. Ask away.
Do I have it?
Usually you guys are pretty freaking quick about this, and I'm like, what is going on? Nobody's asking anything.
Celeste, that's so nice. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, guys. Oh.
as far as I did want to address was one quick
And you
thing.
know what? I don't think do you think Christy will be able to stop the Tasha K at the last hour like she did the Ashley Banfield? Do you think she's got any pull with Tasha K?
And that was about not messaging about just, the crap show that's going on. If something important happens, if something, then we can look at something somebody wants to send us. But when it's just her crap show, yeah, that's not, we've got enough people covering that.
Yeah. That's the thing. We don't want to, I don't want to cover what boy toy she has. I don't want to cover who's the baby daddy. That's just never what I wanted to cover. My journey with this has always been the quest for truth in the case. And I believe that we have that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you went really into the weeds, and I'm so glad. I really hope that what she's saying is what she's going to really do. I just, there's been so much said, but I just truly hope that what she's saying is what she's really going to do.
Have that now, and yes, are there things that I still don't know? For sure, but that's what the documentary is going to be. So now that we've got all this evidence, everything that we have now we're at the stage of hiring a team to begin to sift through it and put together the documentary. And I think it's going to be great, because what we want to do is we want to have a roundtable discussion and with the professionals that we are bringing forward, so that we can do and hold a piece of evidence and talk it through and decide, what do we really think this means today? Now that we know everything we know, now that we've got all of this, what are we really looking at here? And we have really great professionals that will help us do that. We've got Joseph Scott Morgan, we've got Jude Yates in our back pocket. She wrote the introduction to our first book now. And exactly, Kim, Dee Dee has seemed to be forgotten in this whole mess, and it's pretty fucking sad.
It's very sad.
And maybe Amy, you could talk a little bit about the interview that we did that we're hoping to include in the book with Suzette. And
Fancy, I'm gonna need you to say Amy M or Amy W, okay? Because I'm feeling like you're talking to me and it's like distracting. When I was in college, there were so many Amy's that we went by. Like there were 2 Amy W's that I was Amy Will.
Oh,
Suzette, if you guys don't remember, Suzette was.
And the funny thing is that I pretty much would do anything. People, if they wanted to do something fun, they would come and find me.
The first or second episode of the podcast with Titania. They were friends with Dee Dee through high school and on beyond, but Suzette was friends with her for a while. Emma, I'll talk about Nick's final appeal in a second, okay? So they were friends for much longer than Dee Dee and Titania were, and she wanted to come on. She's really disappointed in the way the story has been portrayed too, because she does not believe that Dee Dee abused Gypsy at all. She does not think that she's capable of that. Knowing everything she knows, she said it's just not what I think she could do to her child.
But isn't it abuse shaving a child's head and making them be in a wheelchair? I mean, can we not all agree that this is abuse, right?
She loved that girl.
Right.
And we talked about being moms all throughout, high school and beyond. And Dee Dee was not good. That's just not her, and she explained to us that the situation of the state of the house was not normal for her. That she's actually she's actually a very clean person.
Well, I think she was very sick towards the end and she wasn't able to clean, and Gypsy wasn't going to clean.
I mean, and Amy helped me interview her. So what were your takeaways from that interview, Amy?
But she was a sweetheart of a person, first of all. And she had a lot of good memories as far as going to concerts and getting backstage. And it seemed like Dee Dee was, actually a pretty good time, pretty cool person to hang out with.
She told a story about when one of her friends or her cousin passed away, and how Dee Dee was the only one there for her.
She was the only one.
Yeah, through all of that, and so, I mean, yes, we're going to be doing a book tour. Yes, and we are doing a book tour. That is what the beginning of this podcast, the podcast that we're going on, that's what I'm starting it with, is our book will be dropping that same day. So that is going to be the first part of our book tour. And Amy and I and the team have been talking about what the book tour is going to look like. And we're really excited, because what we're thinking of doing is traveling across the country and doing, live shows. And we can talk about the case, the journey, all of that. And then you guys will be able to have, book signings and stuff. And if you want to start, you can go to, I don't have it on pre-order on Amazon, because every time I've tried to do a pre-order.
I don't want to know this much about the book. I want to know what's going on.
Investigate this case, which is the way that I approached it, you know, is interviewing witnesses and people and character witnesses and looking at all the evidence and all the things. Okay. You know, so if I were a regular law enforcement agent, do you understand how many times they change their theories on what happened based on new evidence that comes in?
Okay. Well, it just sounds like maybe Fancy is on the right track. Like, we can hope, right? We can hope. Fancy, I'm sending you all the positive energy and light on that little non-vacation to Florida, and do us good. We're going to move on, and I found this, the last 6 months of Gypsy Rose's lies and deception.
She's giving multiple different personalities and multiple different words.
I don't associate myself as a murderer because if you think about it, yes, I had a part to play in it. I asked Nick for help. And how that conversation started was, you know, he was saying that he would protect me from anyone. I said, anyone. He said, yes. I said, even my mother. He said, yes. And then the plan kind of formed from there. But he's the one that did the actual kill, not me. I can't kill anyone. That's why he's in trouble to begin with, because he's the one that did it. So when they say I'm a murderer, I don't identify as that. So to anyone watching, I wanted to make a video talking about accountability and what that means to me. So when I seen the parole board in December of 2021, I went before a panel of like 3 people, and they asked me how I was doing in prison, what kinds of programs was I entered into, like participating in as far as like institutional classes and stuff like that. And they seen that I got my GED, and I worked for like 5 years to get my GED, finally got it. The math was what I struggled with the most, but they were really proud of me for getting my GED. They asked me what was my feelings about my co-defendant and how did I feel that he is doing life without parole and in comparison to my sentence. And I was honest with them. I've always felt that I feel like more than one life was taken that night.
She's so disgusting.
Because of what
she has so disgusting. She has practiced this little speech so many times. I can't even stand looking at her.
You know, they made it very clear that they felt like I needed to participate in a mental health program. So
they made it clear that that's what you must do to get out. And so you didn't do it until they made it clear. Ugh.
When they decided,
she's dangerous. She's, in my opinion, allegedly for entertainment and educational purposes only, she's dangerous. She's really dangerous. And everybody, it's like you've got this creature among us, and because she had 3 million people on her last TikTok. So I want to say, is her 15 minutes up? But I can't honestly say it is. I think it's going to go. Who's watching her series? I watched the first one, and it just seemed like, why watch it? Because you could just get it all on YouTube. Why bother? It's all just her narrative, her lies, and money for her in her pocket. We're feeding Gypsy Rose's meter. She's hungry. She's thirsty. Baby needs new teeth and a new nose.
That they were going to release me at my mandatory minimum, which was 8.5 years. They put 2 stipulations on me. Mandatory therapy, which is going great so far, by the way. I see a therapist once a week. And and no contact with my co-defendant. Absolutely no contact. And that's fine as well. So I get notified that I'm getting out in, December of 2023. And when that day finally came, I'm not going to lie, like, feeling freedom for the first time felt amazing. And everybody was so supportive at first. And it felt nice. I'm going to be honest, I got carried away in the hype of everything. I came out, I had to promote a documentary, I had to promote my ebook, and going to New York.
What is she doing now? She's promoting. She is in Newsweek, People. She's promoting. I expect her on Time magazine cover pretty soon. I'm not lying either. I seriously expect her in the January. When does the new Time cover? Whenever the new whoever of the year, I seriously expect this woman on there. I just, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Let's not let that happen.
It was so not my life. Does that make sense? Like, I didn't understand why people are so interested in my life.
I know her microcephaly is part of the tongue thrusting, but it freaking drives me crazy when people have mouth tongue stuff. It just
don't get it at all.
I guess it only drives me crazy when I don't like them. Not that I think about it.
And I did some interviews and I said some things that I feel confused a lot of people. One particular thing I said was on a podcast, and I said I didn't identify as the M word, which we all know what the M word is. And what I meant by that was not that I'm not branded the M word. I know that I am, but it's not like I'm going to go to a job interview and be like, "Hi, my name is Gypsy Blanchard. I'm an M word." That's all I meant by it. I meant that.
That's basically what you should do and who you are. And okay, let's move on. Nina's talking about the pregnancy announcement here.
Gypsy Rose is getting ready to announce her pregnancy during the finale of Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup. Did y'all just see her get ready with me?
And then can you see her when she's pregnant and all the attention, and she'll be talking baby, 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 baby. I mean, she is, if she's not following in the steps of her mother, I don't know what. Getting the free stuff, the attention, craving it, grifting, lying, and now she'll either be a mother who is smothering or a mother who is absent. I just cannot see that she could function as a good mother.
Check it out, but I want you to pay attention to her in the white dress with her little belly.
All right, everybody. So I am about ready to get ready for a photo shoot. So I went to Ulta Beauty today, and I bought some new self-tanner. I wanted to get a really, really deep tan. So I got Saint-Tropez Ultra Dark, and so it has a violet undertone. So I guess it's supposed to.
I'm going to pop it forward because she doesn't get into the dress that she's talking about for a while. She does self-tanning. She's trying to be that influencer.
After this, I'm going to shut off the camera.
It looks like it's going to be splotchy.
Now that my self-tanner is done, I put on my
knuckles,
nails.
Baby, you needed to exfoliate.
I am curling my bangs right now.
Look at those knuckles. You need to exfoliate.
My hair extensions look really good. It was hard finding ones that matched my hair, but so far so good. So I'm really excited about this photo shoot. Like, these photos are going to be so beautiful. They're going to be so meaningful.
She's not doing her own hair. She is not. Somebody else will be fixing that mess, because after she gets done, I don't even think the curling iron's hot. She leaves me speechless a lot of the times, and then the other times I just want to yell obscenities at her.
I'm really looking forward to
Has
them.
anyone gotten to that point? Like that's why I know it's time to walk away from Gypsy, because she makes me angry in my stomach. Like my stomach gets angry. And that's when I know it's like, oh, it's too much, and I gotta walk away from it.
Where's the curl, Gyp?
Worthy for sure. You know, interesting enough, this curling iron that I'm using is the same curling iron that I used in prison. I came out of prison, and as weird as it sounds, I just don't know how to use any other curling iron but this one.
Is it on, Gyp? Because it don't look like it's working.
October 17th of 2016.
What is she doing with herself here? I mean, what is she really doing? Why is she doing it? She's doing it for money, Amy. She's doing it. She's doing it for money. Somebody set her up here, and she's doing it for money. Okay, this is what I have to tell myself when I'm watching a scary movie. It's not real, Amy. This is just an actor. I literally say that in my head while I'm watching it through my hands. That's what I basically feel like I'm doing now.
In prison. Wow.
But only it is real. God, Amy, it's real. And I'm talking third person.
You ain't being too faithful, girl, because I'm not seeing any curls.
We were still together.
All right. So anyway, here she talked about it again, the pregnancy thing. This was 57 minutes before it was probably this afternoon sometimes when I was doing the research, but she's talking about it again, that Gypsy Rose is pregnant. So I think we might need to brace ourselves for this. I don't know. Either they're really falling for the story with the plant of what Gypsy did with a pregnancy stick, or she's really pregnant. I don't know.
Or not. Well, one of my followers just sent me this photo. Y'all tell me what you think. It's down below. I don't know.
Well, she's definitely, let me see if I can get it bigger. Usually when I make it bigger, it gets smaller but maybe it gets bigger if I go over and look at it with you guys. Because over on StreamYard, when I make things bigger, when I make things bigger, they get smaller. Let me see what they're at over on Stream, what you guys are seeing. No, it's not any better. I'm switching over to Streamlabs. I feel like it will be better for us. We can do more things, and there's more options, and I just think it would be better. But okay, let's see. What do you guys think? I can't see it. It doesn't look like she does look maybe a little bit bigger. Is somebody afraid? Why don't you just go up and take the picture? Why are you hiding? Just go up and take the picture. You're taking the picture already. Just take it. That's how I feel. Walk up. Hey, Gypsy. Snap. Who cares?
No, she's looking a little. I'm telling y'all, I know y'all don't believe me, but it's gonna come out.
I think she is, and this is how she has gotten Ken, the same way that her mom tried to get Rod and she got pregnant. And this is why Ken has moved. Ken is the man. I mean, she was, come hell or high water, she was going to get Ken. And I think Ken's gotten.
I seen, what we gonna name the baby? Pandemic?
Pandemic.
I'm just saying, y'all. Because look, her and Ken.
What would Gypsy Rose name her baby? Can you even imagine? Can you even guess what it would be? I would have to really sit and seriously think about it.
Came out.
I will say
Look
this.
at the little.
So, I will say this. I'm pretty good at guessing things. In fact, I was talking to my coach and I'm like, I don't know what kind of content you make. Because my first coach, who was a nightmare, it just popped up in my stream. And I'm like, I don't know what kind of content you make. And I've been trying to think about it. And I said, I think I want to try to guess. And he was like, okay. And I'm like, I need to ask a few questions. And then I guessed, and he was like, wow. He's like, you're very close, very, very close. And I was. It was like the difference between like an area that you do it and a niche. So it was like that, but a niche.
Yo, what y'all think? What do y'all think?
What do you guys think? I'm flawless Nina, like I'm with her. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I wanted to share this. I enjoy her channel. And she does MLM content, and
Shawl of a Gypsy Rose.
She is talking about the Gypsy Rose story, which makes me happy. Gypsy Rose Blanchard is worse than we thought. These lives are messy.
Rose Blanchard's fringy lives, so you don't have to, but you do have to, because I'm going to be showing you them in this video.
This is what I'm talking about. Pick your creator and follow the creator, and don't go to the messy lives. Don't go to them, and don't give her money. But I mean, you don't have to listen to me. I'm just a chick on the computer with a bird and a chihuahua.
And reacting to them. I've compiled together all of the lives that Gypsy, Ryan, and Ken have all been doing, where they've been spilling so much tea, and it has gotten so messy. This is all happening while Gypsy Rose Blanchard's new show is airing on Lifetime, which I have been doing videos reacting to the episodes. So if you're interested, subscribe for that. But today we're gonna be talking about these lives that they've been doing, because it has gotten so sloppy and I cannot stop watching. I don't know what the hell is going on with these people. For some context,
it's a train wreck, and people can't look away from train wrecks. It's a car wreck. People can't look away from car wrecks, but I'm begging you, please stop watching her. You can watch your content creators, but stop watching her.
Gypsy Rose and Ryan are currently going through a divorce. They are still legally married, but they are separated and working through the legal proceedings to head towards divorce. Gypsy Rose is head over heels for Ken, who she was engaged to while she was in prison before she got engaged to Ryan. And on the show Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup, she has talked about Ken on every single episode. And I already did my reaction to the 3rd and 4th episode that's going to be coming up after this video. In that, I was talking a lot about how I don't know how Ryan didn't see that she had ulterior motives to get back with Ken, because she talked about him so dang much. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start watching these lives, and before I get into it, I have to show you this one, because you need context for how cringy this is, and you need to know what you're about to watch. All right, and this is a good way to introduce you to the lives that they've been doing if you haven't seen them. And prepare yourself.
I feel like these glasses make me look like a sexy school teacher.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm not going to dive into this right now. I'm just going to move on.
Ew.
I mean, why do we have to? I mean, I guess I will say this. This is better than what Ryan was trying to do, right? Throwing out. She's basically doing what Ryan was doing, right? When remember in the hotel, and she talked about the bed being comfortable, and ooh, what is that? I don't know what that is. Hold on, let me figure it out. Sorry about that. I will tell you this, that Alex Erickson, who I did the live last night with regarding the Chris Watts case and the Dylan Talman, and she is having Dylan and the girlfriend, which I had it wrong. Kate was Chris Watts's girlfriend, or I mean Dylan's girlfriend, not Chris Watts's. She's having them on her show tonight. So I am winding this down, actually. I have so much more that I could show you. So maybe I'll do a part 2, but my whole point in all of this is that she needs to stop. She needs to be stopped. Like Newsweek, Gypsy Rose Blanchard's popularity problem. In a 4th of July episode of a reality show, Kim Kardashian shocked her family when she revealed that she was meeting with Gypsy Rose Blanchard with a view to helping her get involved with prison reform. I'm meeting her on Wednesday, Kardashian said of Blanchard during the Independence Day broadcast of the Kardashians. She has to get her parole officer involved. It's a whole thing. So hopefully her parole officer approves. Gypsy Rose Blanchard was just released from prison. She's being involved in the murder of her mother. She reached out to me on social media, so she reached out to her. She's expressed wanting to get into prison reform, and I think that with what she's learned being in prison herself, I just think there's such an opportunity for her to use her platform in a really important way. So here's another leg up that she's getting. That Blanchard was in a position to catch the attention of Kardashian and met with her caps in unprecedented and notably unconventional rise to fame the 32-year-old has experienced in the months since her release from prison. So, and it just talks more about the case. So, she has the potential to make more and more money and cause more and more havoc, more and more destruction. And I'm just saying, please, let's stop giving her all the money. Here's what Ryan is up
got a couple
to.
random thoughts. I did my first live today, and it was cool. I enjoyed that. But that being said, guys, it's very difficult for me to stay respectful. Okay.
Me too, Ryan.
I'm about to not.
Ryan's at the point where he says he's about done, but I don't think he's done. I think Ryan would take her back in a heartbeat.
Okay. Yes, I did text Gypsy during her live with Ken tonight.
There was drama. She was doing a live. Ryan texted her. Gypsy, of course, shared it to the world. I want to show you. This is Gypsy's page. We're not clicking on anything, but it's just all her. Gypsy says her divorce will be finalized in October. Gypsy and Ken speak on Ryan, calling her a boop. Gypsy Rose donated her old chair to Jeffree Star. What? All right. Gypsy Rose donated her old chair to Jeffree Star. Gypsy Rose where is that one? Gypsy Rose Blanchard wants to work with Make-A-Wish after her mom made her look like a sick child to get a wish. So Gypsy Rose is contacting Make-A-Wish. She said she made a donation too. She had to tell us that because Gypsy Rose can't make a donation in private and just let it be something that she does that's right. We have to witness it or hear about it. Gypsy Rose Blanchard wants to use her past experience to help others. First, it was the Munchausen by proxy, and now it's the prison reform because there's nobody like Kim Kardashian and Munchausen by proxy. And plus, I mean, she's made a bad name for herself. She's got to move on. She's got things to do, people to see, lives to ruin. Here I found a Gypsy Rose exposed page, which is kind of funny. I'm doing these really quickly, but I will put the links down below. It's a page that's kind of making fun of the whole thing. And it's ran by Veda Jade. So it's a spoof. And she's going, she says, and she plays so innocent, almost 17, when they conned HFH into thinking she was sick. So they're just people exposing all the lies. If you want to, if you're in Facebook and you just kind of want to get your snark off your chest, this would be a good place to do it. Okay, guys, I had a lot lined up tonight. Thank you all for being here and hanging out with me and talking all this Gypsy, what I like to call her DJip. All this DJip crap. Ugh. So my favorite content creators that cover Gypsy Rose and seem to get it right are Nina, the beauty influencer. She would be my top choice. My second choice would probably be Katie from Down the Rabbit Hole at Bedtime. She tends to get people that contact her behind the scenes, and so she gets the stories because she's good at keeping the secrets of who the people are. So I would say those two are my favorite right now. I won't be doing it. I won't be covering every little thing. If something major comes up, I will cover it. You can expect another video of me telling you why I'm wrapping it up and all that good stuff. So thanks, guys, for being here. I'm going to head out. Thank you, Heavenly and Chris C, for being here and being my beautiful. Yes, Becca Scoops is great. I will be putting Becca Scoops. We didn't watch anything Becca Scoops, but Becca Scoop will be in the links. I had it queued up. I wanted to kind of watch the last video she did, which was fire, about Nick. Ugh. It's like, where did Becca Scoops come from? Like, boom, Becca Scoops. She's amazing. So I really recommend Becca Scoops. But thank you for being here. Thank you for saying that and reminding me. Halo. Thank you, Steve, for being here. Contact me if you ever want to do something together. Paula, thank you for being here. Who else do I see? I think I saw Thunder Chick. I did see Thunder Chick. And if I missed you, I'm so sorry. But I'm going to head out. Thank you so much for being here. Be sure to give this live a thumbs up and subscribe. It's really appreciated. If nobody's told you this, and even if somebody has told you this, I'm telling you this. I love you guys so much. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. Welcome to Parawomenradio. I'm Amy.
Carefully strumming this old guitar, words rolling out into the fire. Never ask why my heart burned blue. Here in the haze where you inspire me. Here in the darkness I hear my cue. Time to find some solitude. Here where my soul bleeds openly, deep in the heart of sin and you. Here dancing with you tonight, and it feels fine.